Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ioana and I am an interpreter, Bulgarian, Italian, Russian, Macedonian, Ukrainian. I speak a little bit of Spanish. If you guys do need an interpreter or a freelancer for your business meeting, you can feel free to contact me. If you're just an interpreter, if you're a manager and you're wondering why your company doesn't function well, you can listen these videos and maybe learn from them. I share these videos in order to be useful, guys. If you manage people, you gotta understand that you cannot just send a negative feedback. Before I start, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. You're 400. We should celebrate when we become 500. I promise we should celebrate together. Maybe we can drink a champagne for your and my health and for your careers, for your passion working as an interpreter. You can check my previous videos that are over here on this description box. I will spread it through this video. You can check them all out, talking about manipulative employee tactics that bad management companies like Cyracom use on you even though you're a freelancer. Today's video is called Bad Management and Bad Pay, and why these two things go hand to hand together. I can guarantee you guys, the people that know the difficulty of the job and the effort that you put, they normally acknowledge this effort with payment, telling bravo, thank you. So if you watch the video number 1, when we are talking about this work-life balance and techniques that the Cyracom use on you, we were talking number 1, the honeymoon. Make you believe that you belong to something better and bigger. Why is this tactic so important? This is so important, and if you feel like that and you feel like you suddenly find a bunch of friends in a new company and you don't understand, everything seems so perfect and so glazzy and pinkish and cloudy, this have to be a red belt for you guys, because the reason that they do that is because this fantasy of yours or idea that you belong to something bigger and better, it what makes you compromise your own value and make you work and being underpaid. Let me tell you how these tactics work. So they become with warming, welcoming, welcome to the company, smiles, hearts, blah 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 blah, doves flying around you, and everything is so beautiful and so friendly, right? And then you work already 3 years for them. You don't only work in medical, you work for the police, for 911, you work for the government, you have high security clearance, you have drug tests. So you're like, you do background check, you do so much more right now, but the pay is low, okay? So let me tell you, I start working for $34. 30 was Russian, 34 was Bulgarian. So I start Bulgarian, Italian, Russian. Then I add Macedonian, it was 50 cents, and Ukrainian 55 cents. So after 5 years working for them, I was taking 32 for Russian. So 5 years, $2 raised. Imagine, that's funny. And 37 for Bulgarian, having in mind that Bulgarian costs more and normally they will pay you $50 right now, but Cyracom are cheap. The reason why they treat you like that is because you were already under these manipulative techniques that I explained before, and you kind of get comfortable, right? Okay. So the never good comments from them, only negative comments from them. The negative communication is the reason why is this is because it's done to corrode your self-esteem. Yes, if your self-esteem is low and you believe that you're a bad interpreter and you have to learn and you have to have a lot of tons of experience. Honestly, I come from simultaneous business to business. I work in chemical, in industry, in building, in ecology, in I cannot tell you how many trade fairs I did long 12 hours a day. I interpret 12 hours a day simultaneously. So when I go to Cyracom, that was like a break for my brain. But the payment was really way better. I will tell you that. Even though in Europe the standard is lower, I was doing better money than I do here in USA, right? And suddenly all these negative feedbacks. I never had one negative feedback in 8 years business interpreting. Cyracom invests months, few times a month, long emails to tell me that I'm a bad interpreter. Why is that? Because they wanna keep you down. They need your self-esteem to be down, and I will tell you the moment that I know that I am worthy when somebody invests so much energy to put me down. Because if I was nothing, if I was so bad, if I was so terrible, you're not gonna invest all this amount of energy to destroy me and destroy my self-esteem. Okay, so if you are there at this position, if you receive these emails, I will tell you, you don't have to give, like, I don't want to say the word, but you gotta look them and see how funny those guys are. And you have to know that for 1 hour that you take $30, the company take $250. By the way, you can go ahead and see how much the company was contracted for. And you could see 1 hour of your language, how much money they take and how much percentage you take from this money. Normally you take 1 or 10%. If you're lucky, you get 10%, honestly. But so I'm not grateful. If you want to be grateful and you stay low, this is your choice. You do, guys, whatever makes you happy. I want to make these videos useful for you. Number 2 things that company do, they book you for appointments that never happen. I'm not talking about one appointment. I'm talking about hundreds of appointments that never happened, not one time in 5 years, okay, guys? So if company do that, there is a reason. They just want to keep you down or keep you off or make you fear and so on. So what was happening to me, they will make an appointment, let's say Bulgarian, for 3 hours. They will ask you to log off 20 minutes before the appointment and stay logged off another 20 minutes after the appointment. More or less, you're gonna lose about 1 hour. Because you gotta be ready, it's gonna be specific. They tell you, oh, this is OBGYN, it's gonna be this kind of surgery, that kind of surgery. Guess what? Cyracom do get paid when they book you. They get paid minimum for 1 hour or 2 hours, and they get paid for every minute you wait offline. Do you think Cyracom pays you for that? You do it for free. So I personally do not recommend you to take any reservations from Cyracom, because this is wasting of time. There is not one time in one language in 5 years that I was booked and the call actually occurred. I do not advise you to get any booked calls from this company, because this is tactic to lose your time, and normally this tactic is used in a busy time where you just lose money. It doesn't matter if you lose money from Cyracom or from somebody else. You just lose your time and your money. Okay, if you think you're gonna send them email and they say so sorry, so sorry, so sorry. 5 years you make hundreds, 200s, 300s appointment and you're sorry. You make me lose 300 hours, and what you have in response to tell to me is sorry. Do not waste your time. They are not trustworthy. Do not make appointments with them. They get paid for you to wait, but they don't pay you. They bullshit with you. You do not deserve that. So I do not advise you to take any book calls from Cyracom because of that. The number 3 thing, so-called daily reports. After 2 or 3 years, as again talking about the tactics that you could see on video number 1, they train you to get more responsibility, and they ask you to write daily reports. Okay, if there is a conflict, calls, if you have to transfer, if there is any technical issues, any kind of situations, any kind of a call, if somebody calls you but it's the wrong number or the wrong language, you have to transfer the call and you have to write a report, date, time, language, what happened, explain it, right? If you have to, this called self monitoring. your customer care, you're transferring, you're writing a report. It's like you're doing all these functions, but you're not paid for it, right? And then only negative feedback, and then COVID happens. If you were working for Cyracom when COVID happened, if your Cyracom contract, there is one clause of your contract that says, if you by any chance and any reason do provide less than 10 hours interpreting services, your contract will be immediately invalid. Okay? Which means that if you provide less than 10 hours of services, you immediately that's it. Your contract is not anymore valid legally. You're not having any contracting or freelance contractor or company freelancer legal relationship with them, and they're not obligated to even pay you. Okay, so COVID happened and Cyracom vanished. They ghost you. So if there is any kind of situation with problem, Cyracom will ghost you. They just ghost you. They don't explain nothing. They don't communicate with you. They vanish. The only time they communicate to tell you something negative and to put you down. So they ghost me. I contacted them. I asked them what's going on, what was the situation here and there. They said to me, oh, it's no calls. That's it. You do whatever you want to do. I will compare this with other companies that instead find time to talk with me and said, hey, we will have less call volumes. You can expect to work for Europe or for this department or for the police or whatsoever. Cyracom disappeared completely from the picture for a few months. I did work less than 10 hours. I was illegally, my contract was not valid, but Cyracom did not even bother to acknowledge that. Instead of that, listen what happened next. You can go to video number 6, which is gonna be my last video, how Cyracom will burn you out and what to do, and when it's time to get out of the door. I think a lot of interpreters, me included, start to look for another clients. I did start doing this in March, in April. I start providing services for third or fourth client. Slowly, there is the background check, the high security clearance, and so on. A lot of interpreters just went away from Cyracom. And now, if you work for Cyracom in this precise moment, you will eventually be a little bit more busy than normal, but the call volume will drop once they get the exact amount of interpreters to keep playing these mental games on you and make you fear and treat you badly. But this is gonna be my next video, and I believe it's gonna be my last long video. How the situation cannot go any worse. Talking about verbal abuse, manipulative and tactics and games, bad management that are applied on you, and why I feel grateful that this collaboration ended for me, even though at this precise moment I'm doing nothing. I know I should be sad, I should be angry, but I feel grateful and thankful to God that this torture is over. Eventually, if you look my next video, how Cyracom burn you out tactics, you're gonna see exactly what they do, and you're gonna recognize this thing used on you. And my only word is run. Run. And if you work for them right now, I will tell you, do not trust this company. But this was everything for this video. I don't want to be over 15 minutes. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Take care, guys. Write me a comment. Again, I make this video in order to be useful for you. I hope you do have positive, sunny, smiling, and happy, wonderful day whenever you are. Bye-bye.